What's up? Welcome to the channel. If you don't know, this is the Von Casket, home to lamest taste. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, all at the Von Casket, one word, where you can subscribe, like, and comment, hit the bell for much, much more. I'm back. We're talking wrestling. We haven't done this in a while, since like probably April, May, around that time, probably right around when AEW was last on Long Island. No, that's not true, because I didn't do anything around Grand Slam. So probably around like April or May. I watch wrestling. I don't watch it all the time. I've been watching a lot of WWE, like clips and whatever, but AEW for the last couple of years has been something I've been consistently trying to consume a lot of. And now there's 3-4 shows technically, and tons of pay-per-views. Unfortunately, there's a pay-per-view happening tomorrow. Didn't get tickets, kind of on a budget right now. The pay-per-view is on Long Island, where I live, at Nassau Coliseum. This is Aew Worlds End. Boom. Something I'm really excited about, and I've been watching it build, and I've been trying to stay away as much as I can and like not attached to the stories because I don't want to get like FOMO for not being able to go, but I'm gonna try to watch it tomorrow, and I'm really excited about it, honestly. So here's the main card. We're gonna do a prediction video if you couldn't tell or if you didn't read it. Obviously there's 2 0-hour things. The first one I'm gonna have to skip over because I don't know, and I don't want to do the research or figure out who's in the 20-man battle royale. But it will determine the person who basically has a title shot for the TNT title. Whoever the number one contender is. TNT title is being fought for on this pay-per-view between Christian and Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge. So I'm assuming, I don't know who on the roster would have a storyline set up against one of them, because one of them has to either retain or win, and then whoever this person is that wins the 20-man battle royale has to then will have a chance at one of them. And I don't know who has a storyline that's not already on this roster, on this lineup, that could unless it's because Orange Cassidy already has a title, so not him. No one of Best Friends is going to go after it. Maybe Malachi. Don't see a storyline lining up unless they decide to create a storyline between House of Black and the group that Christian has going. Who else title-wise could go for a title shot right now? Unless it's Nick Wayne or Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy maybe. Is it? I don't know. So I'm just gonna skip over. I'm already talking too much about this. Okay, so cool matches on here. You see the full card. We're gonna go through it in like a weird order that I'm excited about. So I'm going to drop this image for now, and I'm going to go start on my list. I'm going to start with the 0-hour FTW rules, FTW championship, Hook versus Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta is aligned with the Blackpool Combat Club, which is co-controlled by Moxley and Daniel Bryan. Who are both competing in this, along with their other teammate, Claudio Castagnoli. So all members of Blackpool are on this card, which is really cool. Obviously, I don't know if most people know that Hook is from Long Island, but this is his hometown. He's from Long Island, same as MJF, which is like a big thing. I think this is really cool. I am a big Hook fan. I want Hook to win. I think that this is one of the more top tier guys he's taken on. So this is really, really cool. Not saying that Wheeler Yuta is like a big deal, but he's the pure champion, right? The Ring of Honor pure champion again. And obviously this isn't pure rules. This is FTW rules. So it's not for his championship, which sucks. I would love to see Hook have multiple titles, especially a real like cared about title. But I think Hook's going to retain. I think he's going to win. I think he's going to make a big impression and then move up on taking bigger names. So we're going to skip that. We're going to go with Andrade El Idolo versus Miro. So this is cool. This is a really cool match, but also was like a kind of a rushed storyline, but it's interesting because of this things that surround it. First off, let's get this out of the way. Both these guys were missing during 2022, basically. And people were like, oh, they're leaving the company. They're unhappy with their booking, this and that. 2023, they both came back. And then they've had this weird, like, ongoing storyline against them. Basically, Miro's wife showed up, and then Andrade is her client, and he's mad that his wife is some really weird storyline. It's like a very dumb storyline about Miro being mad that his wife is working, which doesn't make any sense because in WWE she was with him all the time. But forget that. It's just corny. But it gives them a reason to feud, and I'm happy that these two guys that were basically shelved themselves are now back, and they're gonna feud, and it's gonna be a really sick match, like really sick. I want Miro to win, but I think Andrade is gonna win, because there's a little bit more hype on him, and the fact that his father-in-law Ric Flair is recently in the company. I think they're gonna push him. Possibly, I would have seen one of them win the 20-man the battle royale, because Miro is a former TNT champ. It would give him a chance to go after his championship again and then get back on the roll. I want Miro. I hope Miro wins, but I think I'm gonna be wrong, and I think it's gonna be Andrade. The other thing is, I don't know why Andrade is not really being a part of Los Ingobernables anymore. Like, I thought he was like the big guy there, but he came back with them and then never went back with them. I don't know. Okay, now we got an 8-man tag, and this is a weird 8-man tag because there's a lot of weird things. First off, Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara having a feud. They just kind of reconciled. They have a big, long-standing relationship, multiple factions together in AEW, teaming up with Darby and Sting, who have had multiple problems with the both of them throughout AEW's history, have had problems with them. Very interesting. 2 of the pillars here, plus 2 legends, taking on the current tag team champs, Ricky Stark and Big Bill, formerly Big Cass. If you're a fan of Enzo Amore, you know who he is. I love the push that they're getting. I think this is awesome. It's an awesome tag team run. It's a weird tag team of 2 guys that deserve titles, that deserve opportunity and TV time, and they're having an incredible storyline dealing with all sorts of people, and I'm loving it. But they're teamed up with Powerhouse Hobbs and Konosuke, and I love Konosuke. I think it's great that he's getting time. Awesome. Hobbs teaming up with Ricky Starks is weird because they were a tag team, they were friends, they were FTW, or Team Taz. They were Team Taz. They had a big falling out, and it's weird to see them together. I might have missed that reconciling, but it just feels weird, especially because this is like whatever that guy is, it's their client. It's weird. I think Ricky and Big Bill are getting a huge push, but because of the inclusion of Powerhouse, I think they're going to lose. I think you got all four of those guys are face of the company. I don't think they're going to lose. So I'm going to go with Chris Jericho's team. Okay, and then next, boom. Swerve Strickland versus Keith Lee. I'm annoyed because the build-up to this match is almost non-existent. There was a huge storyline here at the beginning, first half of the year, and it was basically shelved. It didn't happen the way it should have happened. Swerve Strickland, Keith Lee, I think at the beginning of the year were, or maybe last year, were tag team champs. They lost the title. They turned on each other. You know, the whole 9 yards. They turned on each other. Boom. Okay. He brought in the mobile embassy. He brought in the something mogul, whatever it was. And then they fused with the embassy to be the mobile embassy. We had two random guys come up and then they just disappeared because they weren't good. One of them being someone that was being pushed in another faction who was formerly a WWE guy. Just fell through the cracks. Sucks. He was I liked him a little bit. And the other guy with the tattoos was just weird. But then the storyline kind of went with Swerve just doing a whole bunch of stuff, fighting with Darby and doing all this crazy stuff. And then he loses the Classic to have this match. Makes no sense. I think Swerve's gonna win. There's no build on Keith Lee right now outside of Ring of Honor, so we're just gonna move on. Okay, next. Okay, All-Star 8-man tag. So these are all guys that were involved in the Classic, both blue and gold. They're not divided in any particular way, I believe. Because I'm pretty sure that Mark and Lethal were in the same grouping, whatever. So you got two members of Blackpool with Claudio and Brian Danielson, Mark Briscoe and Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia and Brian Danielson have had feuds over the last couple of years. Looks like they're teaming up. That's weird. Mark Briscoe, Ring of Honor guy, Claudio, former Ring of Honor champion. I think they have some kind of, I think they would all get along. I think this team makes okay sense. The next team makes zero sense. So, Rush from Los Ingobernables in there. Okay, cool. Jay Lethal, not getting the push he deserves, should be going after the TNT title, make that a bigger thing. I think he would be cool for him take on Edge or Christian and take him out. Jay Lethal, and finally my man Brody King. Brody King needs a solo title shot, like you don't even believe. I love Brody and I like Jay White. I don't really like Jay Lethal, and Rush I could take, right? They had a big build with him originally, and I don't know. I think AEW letting WWE and NXT sign his brother really upset me. I really wanted a trio team with Dragon Lee, Stakova, and Rush. I thought that would be the best, but it didn't happen. Okay. I think so. You got face of the company, you got Daniel Bryan. Claudio Castagnoli is a big deal. Mark Briscoe is a big deal, and they're really trying to push Daniel Garcia. Brody's one of the biggest guys in the trio scene as well as the tag scene. He's awesome. I love him. Jay's a major player, and Jay Lethal, they keep trying to push. I don't know why. Rush is like a kind of a big deal, but not really. I think that Claudio and Brian, Mark, and Daniel are gonna win. Okay, hit that and move on to this. Okay, cool. So this is the TBS Championship. One of two women's matches. I don't know why. Side note, it makes no sense to me that there is no women's tag match on this card. when your big tag team that you've been pushing, especially in this, like, not in this storyline, but like at the fault of Chris Statlander losing the TBS title, Chris Statlander being a Long Island native, a graduate of CAP, Creative Pro, same as MJF. She should have lost her title after this, but whatever. She lost her title, fallout. She's been going on a streak with Nightingale, with Willow Nightingale, who lost her tag partner to the storyline with Julia Hart, has been Julia Hart's partner. But Willow Nightingale is also from Long Island. So you have two Long Island girls currently in a major TV storyline as a tag team, and you're not highlighting that at your big Long Island, super over the place NASA Coliseum on every single photo, Long Island, New York on every single photo. Your two Long Island tag girls aren't performing. Okay, side note, your main event, one of your main pulls is MJF, your current champion, your major champion from Long Island. Your opening 0 hour is FTW, which is Taz, his son, Hook, Long Island. Like, I don't know, dude. It doesn't make sense, but I love Julia Hart. House of Black is my thing. I love how Abaddon is back after like basically being like obscure and gone and rarely showing up. And I think to have your weird, spooky, demon-looking character be brought to have a massive title feud out of nowhere with your current TBS title holder, who is this spooky witch character with the House of Black, and she's went from cheerleader to infected to becoming this dark, evil character. Take on your dark demon girl. That's awesome. It's a great feud. I'm really enjoying it. And I love Julia Hart. I think she's going to retain. 100%. I think she's going to retain. I don't see the build for Abaddon to be enough to win. Especially because she was gone for so long. Okay. AEW Women's World Championship. Toni Storm, Rio. Rio, I believe, is a former title holder, as well as Toni being now 3-time, I believe. I love Toni Storm. I think she's great. This gimmick right now, Timeless Toni Storm's okay. It's cool. They're really pushing it. Like, there's some gimmicks that kind of like just kind of get brushed under the rug, like it's happening, but they don't like put it in the promos and the advertisements. They're putting it everywhere with her being black and white in this card. Like, it's crazy. I'm enjoying it. I like it. I think she's going to retain. I don't think Rio is going to be the one to take it from her. Especially, it shouldn't be someone that's had the title before or someone that's been a big deal before. Obviously, the women's division suffers a lot because there's just a lot of injuries and a lot of people just get big runs and then have to give them up. Like, I believe Saraya got hurt or whatever. She's been around, but not really been around. Ruby Soho's been getting pushes, but like where Rebel hasn't fought in how long, where Jamie Hayter go. I know she got hurt, but she's not back. She hasn't posted anything on social media. What happened? Britt Baker hasn't been back in a long time. Those are your major 3 other proposing side. And then you have a lot of the Japanese women, which are great, but they don't have like a huge build on them. You lost Jade Cargill. So who else can go after Toni Storm? I think they're building that girl that they just signed from Japan. I think there's a couple other people in the woodwork that deserve some shots. I really think the TBS title, I think, has been great storylines. I think they're building for Sky Blue and Willow and Chris Statlander and those people to go after Toni, but they need to have like convincing storylines to win. I think there needs to be a women's tag division to give some of these girls also some credit. I know it's small because of injuries, but they need to be constantly having a title going on. Boom, we're moving on. I think Toni's going to retain. Okay, this is a big deal. TNT, no DQ, Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge. I want Edge to win. I want Adam Copeland to win. I think that the tease to this in Canada, when they both went at each other, I think that it was like, oh, it's too early, it's too early. It was a tease. It was always gonna be a tease. It was an awesome match. Ended weird. This is the redemption here. No DQ, no weird shit. They have to win. I truly think that Adam Copeland is going to win over Christian Cage. He's going to be mad. There's going to be a feud. Whoever wins that battle royale has to be somehow tied into Christian, and they're going to try to get revenge. And Christian's going to try to work his way through it. I don't know. I love it. I think Adam Copeland needs a faction, though. He needs something. He needs something to happen with him. He needs people with him, because he's like taking on Christian, who has this whole backing that he's built. I don't know. Adam Copeland for the win. Okay. Something I'm super pumped for, but I'm concerned. So the Continental Classic final. This is for the Continental title, as well as the New Japan Strong and the Ring of Honor title. There's 3 titles on the line here. And I originally, when the finals were happening, when it was a 3-way between Strickland, Jay White, and Moxley, I was like, I really hope Moxley doesn't win. I want this to be Strickland versus Eddie, or Jay versus Daniel, Bryan Danielson, because it came down to Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston, which I was okay with. Bryan Danielson has not had a title since he's been in AEW. He's gotten really close to the world title a couple times. He took on Jon Moxley, his best friend, his teammate, took him on at Grand Slam 2 years ago, before the build of MJF taking the title. So I want him to have a title. I thought this was going to be like Daniel Bryan's going to come in, he's going to beat Eddie, then he's going to have to go against Jay White. And then it's going to be this crazy, crazy fight between Jay White and Daniel Bryanson. And either of them, I'm beyond happy winning. Being that you have this new title, right? And then you have these 2 other titles. Bryan Danielson, long history of Ring of Honor. That'd be cool. Jay White, big connection to New Japan. You know, but Moxley won. So then I'm like, okay, cool. Danielson needs to win. If Danielson wins, then the Blackpool Combat Club is torn into pieces. It's gone. It's done. No more Blackpool Combat Club. But it didn't do that. And that would have been cool, because then at least, like, if Moxley won 3 titles, which he doesn't need, he's had the world title a plethora of times. He's had their intercontinental title, whatever it is. He's had way more titles than he's needed, right? He gets 3 titles, okay, but it tears his faction apart. They have to pick sides. We got guys lining up with people and fighting over these titles. He's losing title week after week. That would be a cool storyline. But now it's his best friend Eddie versus him, which ties in a very long storyline that's been consistently going on and on. It's never been dropped. It goes away, like when Eddie went to New Japan, went to Ring of Honor, did his whole thing, but constantly brought up this storyline with Moxley, and it's been great. It's been a really strong build, so this is a really good match. I just wish it wasn't for 3 titles. I think Eddie's gonna win. I don't know. Moxley's the face of the company. He doesn't need the titles though. But Eddie already has 2 titles. Does he need a 3rd? I'm gonna go with Eddie winning. Never in a million years would I tell you that I think that MJF should retain. When he first got the title, I didn't want it. I wanted to lose it. I wanted to lose it to Daniel Bryanson in that 60-minute Iron Man match. Bryan Danielson. I really thought that he was going to get it. I thought the advertising promo work and the lead up for that match was incredible. I was very upset when he lost. Samoa Joe gave up his Ring of Honor title. And his TV title, who it's currently part of one of the guys in Aussie Open, which is awesome. I don't think they would have given up the TV title of a Samoa Joe if he wasn't going to win. I just don't think that... Is MJF going to lose his title on Long Island? Is the Long Island native, the guy that's all about Long Island, New York, is he going to lose his title at home? I don't want him to. I don't want him to lose it here. I think he's got to win it. I think I'm going to go with MJF retaining. I think he's at home. He's the hometown hero, and he's been doing such a great job of making me not hate him. I don't want him to lose, especially because he just lost his tag titles. I don't know. All right, we're going to go with MJF retaining, and then the whole 2024 thing happens. Or he loses, and that adds into the 2024 thing. All right, we're going to go with him retaining because I don't think he's going to lose it at home, but he might. Oh, that hurts my soul. Okay. Yeah, and that is the entire card. I like how the 20-man Battle Royale is going to be somehow tied into the outcome of Christian versus Edge, and I'm really enjoying that there's two big events with Long Island people on Long Island. I like the women's matches. I think that's great. I think someone better than Rio, someone else other than Rio should have been there, but whatever. I'll take it. Tony's working her way down the roster. I really enjoyed the fact that all the guys in the Continental Classic are being featured here in some way, somehow. Yeah, because this poster must have needed to get updated because I don't believe the Swerve match is on there. They just don't have the other tag match. Okay, no big deal. Yeah, so I'm excited, guys. Let me know in the comments what your predictions are, who you want to win, what you want to happen, what big event, things that I'm upset about. No Orange Cassidy title match. No mention of Danhausen. I'm hoping Danhausen shows up to help Hook. I hope the Best Friends intervene with Hook. I don't know. No Hardys anything. No trios work. I feel like the trio title has not been talked about in a while. Like what is going on with the Acclaimed? Right? They have the trios title. Because the tag title isn't being defended here, even though they're involved. The trios title isn't being defended. The international, whatever it is, title isn't being defended. FTW, right? FTW, 3 weird titles. Yeah, TNT, TBS, women's and men's. Yeah, some things I would have liked, some things I would have been sick of. You know what would be epic prediction here, as I want to end this video because it's way too long. I would love to see Matt Cardona somehow show up in that 20-man Battle Royale. Out of nowhere. Wins. Takes everyone out. And says, screw this. Goes after Edge. Takes out Edge. Or Christian. Takes the TNT title. comes out with all his titles. Who's going to take out Matt Cardona and then just do this whole thing where MJF lost and then comes back with a vengeance. They go back to Long Island. He's like, no, I'm done with you. You're not in Long Island IZ. I'm Long Island, blah, blah, blah. And takes the TNT title. Does a weird run. That would be sick. But no, guys, I hope they're in the Battle Royale. I hope Butcher and the Blader's in there. I hope Danhausen's in there. I hope any of the best friends are in there. Rocky Romero, Dante, any of those guys would be sick to see in there. Because all the heavy hitters are really being used that don't have titles and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. With that being said, guys, this is the Vinyl Casket, home to lamest taste. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, all at the Vinyl Casket, one word. You can subscribe, like, and comment, the bell for much, much more. I have some previous live streams on the channel from wrestling that I did commentary on. You can just check that out. With that being said, guys, thank you guys so much. Do me a big favor and stay lame.